we realized in that moment, which was early on, that Josh was this character and that he could play up and down the ladder brilliantly.
I want to talk a little bit about the casting process because obviously, like you said, every single character in this story is so complex and has so many layers and so many humanistic aspects to them, even if they aren't a good person. Obviously, Joshua Jackson really became this character, and it's very disturbing. What made you realize that he had what it took to do that?
It's a really good question, and the answer is, I'll give you a quick anecdote that I knew he was a good actor. He's been in our lives for 30 years, right? We grew up with Josh Jackson in many ways, but I knew that this was an extraordinarily difficult character. I think that Josh would confess that this was an extraordinarily difficult character. But there was one moment on set that I'll share very quickly, where he's playing. He's at a dinner with his parents when he's a young man. He's 20 years old, and he's looking for the adulation of his father, the support of his father. And this is a 42-year-old man who is playing a 20-year-old. And we called cut on his close-up, and myself, the director, the DP, the script supervisor, all looked at each other slightly slack-jawed. And that's not hyperbole, because we realized in that moment, which was early on, that Josh was this character and that he could play up and down the ladder brilliantly. And I'm not lying. He came to Video Village and I gave him a hug, and it was a heartfelt hug because I knew the rest of the show was going to be A-okay in his hands. So I am indebted to him in a way that I will never be able to repay. He has made my first show brilliant because of his performance. And I think his performance is revelatory, even though we've known him for 30 years on screen.
Yeah, I would agree with that. How much did you speak to those that were the real people that these were based on, and what kind of communication did you have with them?
We spoke often with Henderson Kirby and Ms. Shugart. They were our first stop, our second stop, our last stop every single time, and they were very generous with their time and with the information. So we talked to them a lot. We never obviously talked to Christopher Duntsch himself. There was a point where I was talking about going and interviewing him, but he was in the midst of an appeal at that time, and there was no way that was going to happen. But we also had so much research, thousands of pages of research, thousands of pages of court documents, all of those interviews, that we were able to really put together a pretty clear picture, as clear as we could get, of where he came from throughout the course of his life and his career. But Henderson, Kirby, and Shugart, they actually came up to Tribeca when we premiered a couple of weeks ago. So I got to meet them in the flesh for the very first time. And it was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, that's incredible. And lastly, obviously, like you said, creating a character, I think creating any really dark character like Duntsch and still making audiences want to keep watching him is obviously a challenge. What's the secret? Because you guys did an incredible job at that.
Well, the secret isn't much of a secret. I have had the pleasure and the honor of working with these writers that I worked with. Many of them, most of them, I worked with on multiple series. I trust them quite truly with my life and my career, and they made every aspect of this show better. I think that what we had going for us were the complexities of these characters, and the fact that we knew that we would never delve into 2D or 1D with these people. They were fully fleshed out, and it was our story to ruin, quite frankly. If we didn't get this right, then we never should write for TV ever again, because it was there for us for the taking. And again, but to go back, at the end of the day, you have all that. You need writers who can execute. And I can promise you today that each of the names that are on those scripts, they are their scripts. They are not my script. And you're going to be hearing their names for many, many years to come as writers in this industry.